FM, The Source.
Hi, everybody. This is Joe Walsh. One thing I do when I'm not playing rock and roll is get on the air as an amateur radio operator. Also called ham radio, is a communication service provided by ordinary people just like you and me. We have a national emergency communication system in place 24/7, 365. We provide local and regional assistance when any part of the grid goes down. We help fire and police, families, hospitals, schools, handicapped, injured. At community events, sports, races, parades, gatherings, and celebrations, we provide free communications to help people and keep them safe. Find out more about amateur radio at arrl.org/whatishamradio. See you on the air.
All right, that was Joe Walsh from the Eagles, right? Wasn't he with the Eagles, right? He was like the wild guy from the Eagles, right? He was like the Stevie Van Zandt. Wait, where's Robin? From the Bruce Springsteen band. Our friends from the Silver Springs Radio Club are in the studio, and they have an event they want to share with you. Jim Penna is here with Carl Berry and somebody I'm meeting new, Albert Wilkinson. They're all here to tell you that there's an opportunity for you to, if you've ever been interested in doing what they do and what Joe Walsh does. Amateur Radio Field Day is on Saturday, June 23rd, and on Sunday, June 24th. And everything else I'm going to need to ask about Jim, Carl, and Albert. Good morning to all three of you. Good morning. Good to see you guys. Jim, I have to talk to you first.
Okay.
This math equation is just driving me nuts. It's not the equation.
Yeah.
It's the people's attitude about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're one of the smartest guys I know. And other smart guys I know disagree with you. It's crazy, right?
Well, I mean, I had to do that report on Leibniz when I was in high school, and Leibniz said you don't assume the parentheses.
Yes, I know. Do you guys know what we're talking about?
Don't have a clue.
All right, 2 + 1 + 1 × 7. Can you do it in your head?
No.
I'll write it down.
Oh, he's going to write it down. Carl's going to write it down. 2 + 1 + 1 × 7. Let's see what he comes up with, Jim. Let's see what Carl comes up with.
10.
He came up with 10. What did you come up with, Jim?
28.
Me too, 28.
You don't assume the parentheses.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Don't assume the parentheses, but you do the higher order of operations.
Hear that? So
Multiplication.
Now, you're a smart guy. You're two of the smartest guys I know right here. Okay, now that's fascinating that you have to... Here's what I think is the conclusion. We were taught two different ways.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least it isn't Common Core.
I wonder what number they come up with, right? Yeah. Well, so good morning. We're talking about ham radio. So I was pretty cool to see Joe Walsh is part of this team, huh? Have you guys ever spoken to Joe Walsh? Do you know the person's real name when you speak to somebody?
We can look it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's this like published somewhere or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the. There's several databases. The FCC database. There's the ARRL, American Radio Relay League. You can look a call sign up there, or you can go to QRZ.com. That's QRZ.com.
Thank you.
And
I would have looked up Zed.
yeah.
Okay.
And just put in their call sign; it'll come up with all their information.
What is the mission, I guess, of the event that's coming up that we just talked about?
Well, this is the largest outdoor activity for the ARRL affiliated clubs, and clubs will go out and they'll set up in a remote area, get out of the air conditioning. In Florida, you know what that means. You're out in the heat, the bugs, the sun. So you find some way to operate where it's abnormal for normal operations. And then over a 24-hour period, we'll try and make as many contacts with other like-minded hams and clubs throughout the country and in many cases throughout the world, because they're all trying to get their contacts into us as well. And it lets us operate in a situation where it's not normal. Take, for example, this past year we had the hurricanes in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wiped out their communications.
Yeah. Carl came in and volunteered to help the local authorities.
Well, he did, and in that case in Puerto Rico, their entire communication structure was just wiped out.
Wow.
And the ARRL.
I know it's true, but to hear it again.
But they sent in some teams of hams to go help reestablish the communications and establish linkages back to the country.
It just shows how important communication is, too, in general. So when we have this world of technology where you can go on Facebook and talk to somebody in China if you want to, does ham radio still play as important a role as it once did?
More so because the internet, during an event like Albert was talking about, Maria, the internet obviously went down. They had no communication, and even in when China has a disaster, when they had the earthquakes there a couple of years ago in what was it, Nepal, ham radio was the only way to get in or out for communications.
And the government can shut down the internet. I know in some countries you can't use it. Does that apply to ham radio? Can the government actually cause you not to be able to get through their line of defense or whatever?
Some countries are very restrictive on granting amateur radio licenses. There are some countries where there's only a handful of amateur radio operators because they hold that privilege so close.
Do you have people doing like religious broadcasts on ham, or is that forbidden?
It's forbidden.
It is forbidden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's some nets that have a religious overtone to them, but as far as tuning in and having a church service, it's not going to happen.
Political? Is political talk okay or no?
Of an informal nature.
Right.
Yeah, politics, sex, and religion, you don't do those.
No sex? Oh my gosh, how do you live?
You don't talk about it on a race.
Yeah, most of us are nerds anyway. Be like Sheldon.
That's too funny. You guys want to take phone calls?
Sure.
It looks like you got a few already. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, everybody. See, what kind of money would it take to set up a ham radio system? Where would you buy this stuff?
Yeah, that's a good question, yeah. How much and where would you get it?
Well, that's all over the board. It depends on your budget. You can get a budget station for probably under $500. You make your own antennas. You learn how to do this. It's not hard to do. Or if you have an unlimited budget, you can go full hog and get big commercial antennas and very expensive radios. End of the day, most of them are going to work pretty much the same.
Do you know, I know you guys have been here before, but I'm still confused about something. If I have a ham radio and I have an antenna on it or outside my roof on something, right? Does my antenna connect me to the other guy's antenna, or is there a secondary antenna between the two?
Well, sometimes yes and sometimes no.
Oh, okay.
On VHF, we usually use what's called repeaters, whereas on HF, you would be doing the two-way yourself.
Okay. And so, does it depend on how far away it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And how high up you can get your antenna.
So does the horizon stop the signal like it does with FM, I guess? Right?
Yeah. On VHF, you go out to the horizon, whereas on HF, you can bounce off the upper atmosphere and come down somewhere else.
The difference between AM and FM is how I know that. Okay. Let's take another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Larry and Jim and other people I don't know. This is Dan, and I don't know whether you knew it, Larry, but my husband is a ham.
Is he?
And yeah, he is. And through his working at Disney, he happened to meet Joe Walsh, who did not want to take the Disney tour. And so Joe Walsh kidnapped my husband and took him back to his own house, and the two of them played in his little shack, as they call them. Because Joe is a ham and Greg is a ham, and that's how they spent their day until Joe was the guest announcer for the Candle Light Processional at Disney that year.
Wow, that's pretty exciting.
That's great.
Yeah, true story.
Wow, neat.
Yeah.
Neat, that's cool.
Yep.
Hey, does your husband know these guys?
No, I don't think he does, because I've asked him if he knows Jim, and he doesn't seem to.
Well,
he is on a couple of local type nets, but he's not a real involved groupie kind of a guy, so no, apparently not. I don't know.
What's his call sign?
Oh, call sign, yeah, what's that?
NU4R.
Oh, I know him.
He knows him. He knows him. Carl knows him.
We used to talk to him all the time on Fusion, on the Fusion
If you
radio.
say so.
He knows what we're talking about.
This is another language to me. All right.
Yeah, I don't know either. Greg has his little shack in our house, and that keeps him out of the garage, and that's good. But other than that, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
how's his recovery going? He was in a bad accident, as I recall.
He was, and that was about a year ago, but praise God, he's just doing fine. He's absolutely retired. He's not taking any part-time jobs or anything anymore, but he's doing very, very well.
Well, that's good to hear. Hey.
Thank you for asking. I'm enjoying your discussion.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jan.
Well,
It's another language to me.
For those, let me go ahead and put a plug in here. For those that are interested in becoming a ham operator, we do have classes. The classes are free. The book is $29, and you have to order it. But you can sign up at k4gso.us/class, or you can follow the link that's on the website, k4gso.us.
Okay. And so you don't know her husband's name. You only know his number. Huh?
No, I know. I've spoke to Greg.
Okay.
We spent hours on the radio talking.
Oh, okay. What was his name again?
Greg.
No, I know Greg.
His call sign N4UR.
N4UR.
NU4R.
Is it just 4 digits? NU4R?
Yeah, he got his back when they still. I'm assuming he had his license for a long time. So N back in the day indicated they were a novice.
Okay, can you have a ham radio in a car?
Yes.
Yes.
You can?
Yeah.
So that's better, I would think, than a CB radio, right? CB's only like a mile, right?
Yes, and there's a special provision in Florida law that allows ham radio operators to have a
Police scanner.
radio in their car, not a police scanner, radio.
Oh, really? And you can talk, but I could have a receiver even though I don't have a license to talk, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, and is that what you have in front of you, Jim? Is
Yeah,
that
that's a receiver.
See, I would like to just listen. I don't know that I have anything to say. I talk too much on the radio as it is. So what does the little map on top tell you?
Well, this has got a dial that you can track the day and night through the time zones.
Oh, I see. So you're not waking somebody up,
yeah.
right? Does it alert? Do you get alert when somebody's calling you specifically? No. Okay.
No. Well, I guess some radios could be set up like that, but you just kind of go to the radio and turn it on, and
So if somebody's trying to call you, you have to be on.
yeah.
If you've got your radio set up, excuse me, in such a way, remember the pagers? Everybody used to carry pagers.
Yeah.
You can set your radio up to where somebody would have to enter the tones for your radio to activate, so you'd know that somebody's trying to call you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Plus, also in some of the digital modes in the software which you download, it will alert you when it sees your call sign come up on the computer.
Oh my gosh. And this is maybe, I don't know if it's dumb or not, but can you do it through your cell phone too?
Yeah, there's a program called Echo Link.
Really? So if somebody calls your radio at home, and you'll get the message through your phone?
no.
No, not that. Okay.
Let me bring the program up.
Okay.
It's a really neat thing. It's the same as talking on the radio, except you're using the phone for it. And
I want to make sure we get to these devices you guys brought in.
But you must be licensed to use the Echo Link software.
Is that right?
Correct. So you could, you can download it.
Right.
But if you tried to access it, it would ask you for your call sign. And you got to register with the Echo Link
Oh my gosh. Okay.
webmasters.
Now the event happening on the 23rd and 24th, is that a great starting place for somebody interested?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
definitely.
So you could go. And how much money are we talking about just to get the license?
There's a $15 testing fee.
Okay.
And again, we offer testing sessions over at Green Clover Hall the second Tuesday of every odd month. So the next test session for us would be July, the second Tuesday.
Okay.
And there's more information on the
Yeah,
website.
it's a relatively short test. What is it, 50 questions? Or
No, the technician test is 35, and that gets you in the door to operate primarily UHF,
VHF,
VHF,
Okay.
in certain areas of the HS spectrum. we encourage everybody who takes the tech to go ahead and upgrade to general, and that gives you almost all the frequencies and all the privileges, with few exceptions. And the next level up would be an extra class operator.
Jan, if you're still listening, have Greg go down. This sounds like his cup of tea. Sounds like he would like this whole event.
I could look up his call sign and tell you what class he is during the break.
He's got to be an extra.
Yeah.
He's got to be an extra.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, because you have 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So tell me,
It's KC5 CMX.
Elbert, right?
Correct.
Tell me what that thing is in front of you. Can you?
This right here is an HF radio.
Wait, that's Carl's phone.
Yeah, I shut it off. That was Cabot, Arkansas.
Okay, I'm sorry. Albert, go ahead.
That's an HF radio, and it's called a QRP radio, which is low power.
Wow.
And operates on the HF bands. And this one is the smaller brother of what's known as a KX3.
That is so cool looking. I don't even know what it does. You have to hook a microphone up to it, obviously.
Well, it's got a microphone. You can,
built in?
Actually, it does.
Wow.
And
wow.
You would operate like a HT or handheld, but I've got the hand mic for it.
Right.
And this will operate all modes. It'll operate phone, which is the microphone, digital modes through a computer, and then also CW, which is Morse code.
Wow.
So
Wow.
It's a full
very
spectrum.
small Morse code keys.
And in this particular model, when you're running digital, you're running about 5 watts. Through the software upgrades they've made, I can run 12 watts on phone or on CW, which 5 watts to get you into Russia as far as CW very easily.
Does Trump have one of them?
Probably does.
Yeah.
He probably does. Well, it's the difference in
political joke, right?
It's the difference in having a big, huge spotlight.
Yeah.
And which diffuses as it goes through the atmosphere, or a laser pointer, which points,
That's a good way to help a guy like me understand it. Now, Carl, you were showing us that looks like what you normally would see a Morse code thing?
Yeah, these are Morse code keys, and this one's the
Straight key.
Yeah, it's a straight key. Okay, and you just push it for dots and dits.
Can you actually listen to Morse code and know what's being said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just by listening to it, huh?
Yeah, I can still do about 5
what?
words per minute.
Really?
Yeah.
And so, what really? And it always seems undeciphered. It seems like you have to have a computer to figure it out.
We can do that too.
Actually, you can.
Yeah.
So aren't they like super fast when they do that?
Yeah, some guys go pretty quick.
Is there any way to demonstrate Morse code on the air, or no? It's nothing's hooked up, right?
It's not hooked up yet.
Give us a couple of minutes. We have to check the radio frequencies.
Oh, okay.
And we may be able to get it to key up in Morse code.
So we can do it and just use it standalone as opposed to
Yeah.
an antenna.
Yeah.
Okay, can you do that?
Sure.
All right. What do you got there? That's a big box.
Well, it's toys.
Toys. Everything is toys, right? Well, that is. I think
Big
that's
boy
half the
toys.
fun. All right, now the stereotype of men is we like toys. Do you have girls in the radio club?
Oh,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Ladies, I should say.
Ladies.
Women.
Yeah, the club
XYLs.
vice president is a lady.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the boys thing is not really true, right?
Boys and their toys.
Yeah. Girls like the toys too,
Yeah,
right?
girls like the toys too. Jan, the club's vice president, her call sign is KK4MYM, but she's probably not going to like me saying that.
Why? Why wouldn't she like you saying that?
I don't know. She may. And then we've got Marty Brown. She's the North Florida newsletter editor, and it covers everybody from Escambia County all the way down to where'd she go to?
I guess Dade or Monroe.
Huh.
Yeah, she writes the newsletter for North Florida section.
Really interesting. Albert, I think, is setting up the Morse code thing. Demonstrate it. Are we going to hear something, or are you going to send something? Is that you doing that?
Yep.
You hear?
What did you just say?
I sent my call sign.
Oh wow! Can you do something and just like say how you doing or something? Like I'm on the radio on WOCA.
Do the CQ.
You hear it?
Yeah, that's CQ.
Which is a call for someone to come
General
back to
call.
me.
Because
General call to all
you're
amateurs.
seeking you. Is that what it means?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
seeking you.
Yeah.
Well, you're
essentially.
issuing a call to talk to me. Here I am, man. I want
So
to
somebody
have a
else,
contact.
somebody could have heard that right now? Somebody picked that up?
Not now, but if I had an antenna connected to
Oh,
it,
I see.
they
I see.
could have.
Okay. And why are there two devices there? Why are there two?
Well, one's a straight key, and this is an iambic key.
Oh, okay. It's a
Okay.
different way of doing the same thing?
Well, some people, as they get older, have a hard time doing the up and down with the straight key.
Uh-huh,
And
okay.
so carpal tunnels or a glass arm,
Gotcha.
or have arthritis real bad. And then certain programs prefer an iambic key as opposed to a straight key.
Can I borrow that for a second?
Sure.
Yeah. If you're interested in what we're talking about right now, I'll be honest with you, a lot of it is over my head, and hopefully if you're a ham radio enthusiast, then you are understanding everything I'm not. But the important thing is, if you want to be involved with amateur radio, they're having a field day on Saturday, June 23rd, and Sunday, June 24th. There is a website. Jim, is this right? K4GSO.US.
GSO.US.
Okay. K4G as in George, S as in Sam, O as in octopus,
Oscar.
Oscar.us. K4GSO.us. Okay. Is that the same one you said before, Carl?
Yes.
Slash?
Kilo 4 Golf Sierra Oscar.us.
There you go. Thank you. Okay. Now, what do you
Are you
got
going
there?
straight around?
I'll try it on both. This one's too tight for me.
Well, I've got to change the setting for the straight, though.
That's my call sign.
So all of you knew what he did, right? Just by listening?
Yeah.
And I have no clue. So is it the same in all language? Oh, that's a crazy question because it is English. It's all based on the 26 letters of our alphabet,
Yeah,
right?
well, the Russians have one that has the extra letters in their alphabet.
So they can't understand your Morse code unless they understand English.
Pretty
Well,
much all of them do, though.
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, it's an international phonetic alphabet, and 99% of the licenses, as I understand it, have to have English as a second language.
Do we still use this in the military? Do Navy ships still use this Morse code?
To some extent. A lot of it, though, is automated with computers and high-speed secret stuff. But
Wow. Wow.
but a lot of the operators, special, like maybe special forces types, SEALs, there'll be a team member who will be Morse code trained.
Is that necessary to know in order to get your license?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
2006, the Morse code requirement was dropped by the FCC.
Okay.
But I will tell you this, though. There are a lot of kids in amateur radio. There's a family over in Daytona, and their, let's say, 9 and 10-year-old daughters have both achieved extra class. I have a brother who's an
Oh,
extra.
wow. Isn't that amazing?
And we've tested younger kids in our club as well. And also for those who are sight challenged, they find that amateur radio is a way that they can communicate.
I love hearing that. I had such a sweet letter there that we do this segment at 8:30. We just read the news. We don't bother trying to be entertaining in any way. And I got several letters. Actually, one was really sweet from a young person listening because we do the news. Mm-hmm. And I guess you can listen to the news everywhere, but everybody's interjecting their commentaries. So do you guys do that at all? I mean, do you host like a show ever on ham?
Well, you can't broadcast. It's strictly a two-way conversation.
Oh, okay. But yet I could listen in.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, unless you're on the ISS. Let me make a real quick thing here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, June 23rd and June 24th at St. George Anglican Cathedral. The address is 5646 Southeast 28th Street in Ocala, and it's about 1/8 of a mile west of Baseline Road. And again, more information can be found on the K4GSO.US website. That's Kilo 4 Golf Sierra Oscar.US. You can find the field day tab right there on the homepage.
So, Joe Walsh is doing this. Are you guys playing guitar at all?
I don't think many of us have any musical talent.
This is my talent right here.
Yeah, that is a talent. That's an amazing talent. Jim Penna, Carl Berry, and Albert Wilkinson, thank you guys for coming in here. I find this fascinating. I'll be honest with you. It is something, and I know, don't just say this. I really think I would like to do this one day. I don't know why, because I do radio all day long, but I just think that would be fun.
Well, take your license.
Did you guys ever
exam.
see the movie where the guy goes back in time, I think it is? What was that one movie?
Back to the Future?
No,
not that one.
Frequency. That's with Dennis Quaid. Yeah.
He's communicating with his old self or his future self or something, right?
His son.
Oh, okay.
He's
Okay.
talking
Yeah,
with his son.
yeah.
Actually, the radio that's used in that movie, we've got one of those Heathkit radios. And we've got a site out there in Silver Spring Shores. It's called Perry Field. And we've got some antennas out there. 2 of them are 1,000 feet long. And
Wow.
between them, they've got close to 10,000 feet of wire.
Jim, you wanted to say something there?
Yeah, if you want to find more about amateur radio, you can subscribe to QST, or you can go to arrl.org.
Wow, nice. We'll put this video interview online so you can listen to it again. But in the meantime, just write this down. The Silver Springs Radio Club 2018 Amateur Radio Field Day, Saturday, June 23rd, Sunday, June 24th. Again, and where is it again?
At the St. George Anglican Cathedral at 5646 Southeast 28th Street, about an eighth of a mile in from Baseline Road. There's a Lutheran church, and then there's the Anglican church.
And the website is?
K4GSO.us.
And you want to give a number? Phone number? Albert?
Your number.
352-843-0509.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for what you do. You make our world safer by communicating when we can. Thank you.
Well, Larry, thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. We'll be right back.
You know how frogs are